Good evening, everyone. This is Amanda Lansing, the chairwoman for the Leominster Conservation Commission. Before I go ahead and officially open the meeting, if I could just have all of the commissioners present turn on their cameras, that would be great.
On. It's okay. Good.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, the time is now 6:04 p.m. on Tuesday, February 23rd, and I will officially open this meeting of the Leominster Conservation Commission. First up, we'll have our roll call.
Hi, this is Angela Chbosky, the conservation agent for the city of Leominster, and I will do a roll call of the commission members. Chairwoman Amanda Lansing.
Here.
Vice Chair Elizabeth Ricci Blair.
Here. Excuse me, here.
Chuck Raymond.
Here.
And Jeffrey Goyne.
Here.
All members are present.
Great, thank you, Angela. And just a reminder that this is, we're still doing these meetings remotely, so everything is being video recorded, and anything in the chat as well will become part of our public record. We do not have any new or continued hearings on the agenda tonight, so we're going to start with our conservation land management properties. The Hill Street Trails. Angela, do you want to give an update?
Yes, this is Angela Chbosky, the conservation agent once again. So I did walk the trails that were proposed by Mr. O'Brien and Mr. Snay. We walked them a couple weeks ago. We snowshoed out there. The trails that were flagged matched the plans that they had submitted to us quite a few, I think a month or two ago. And they have a little more brush work to do, but none of the work happens in any sort of jurisdictional area, just to kind of clear out the path and make it a little bit easier to maneuver. But other than that, I feel confident in reopening the trails. They meet the DPW standards for the watershed at this time. And it'd be nice to get those trails back up and running so that everyone's able to enjoy them again.
Muted myself. This is Amanda again. Angela, just so we kind of have a reminder to everybody, and correct me if I'm wrong, were these the ones that had the jumps and things that had been installed on them, or is this different? And I apologize if I'm wrong.
Nope, you are correct. These were the ones that they did have the jumps. I had gone back before the snow hit, and they had removed the jumps and they had repaired the areas where the slope was too steep, was causing erosion as well.
Okay, great. Do any of our commission members, do you guys have any questions regarding this particular issue? No? Okay, so hearing none. Angela, then I guess I trust your judgment if we can get those trails back open, especially with springtime in the somewhat near future. I agree that it would be nice to have those open back up for people. Do we have to do anything special for that, Angela, or?
The commission typically would just make a vote as long as everyone's in agreement to reopen the trails.
Okay, great, thank you. So in that case, I will ask if anyone wants to make a motion to allow the reopening of those trails.
This is Chuck Raymond. I'll make that motion to open the Hill Street Trails.
Great, thank you, Chuck. Do I have a second?
This is Liz, I'll second.
Thank you, Liz.
The rest of the vote will be done by roll call. Jeffrey Goyne, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
And Chairwoman Amanda Lansing, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
So the motion carries, and we will be reopening the Hill Street Trails.
Wonderful. Next up, this looks new to me, a grant opportunity for trail work.
Hi, once again, this is Angela. Yes, I was approached by Mr. O'Brien and the trail stewards, as well as Judy Sumner from the Recreation Department. They found a trail grant. It's the 2021 Environmental Preservation Animal Welfare Application Grant. And they proposed to use it actually for the Hill Street area to maintain that field, the large field at the top. That is a really great bird habitat. And this grant, the grant money would go to forestry efforts to remove the invasive olive species that is encroaching on the field, as well as the birch trees that are encroaching the corners of the field to remove predator perches, as well as remove any other binding invasive species that are in the area. I've only seen a draft grant application, and we're just working on who will be the fiscal sponsor, if it'll be the Recreation Department or the Conservation Commission or the Comptroller's Office. But once I have a solid grant application in my hand, I will share it with the commission. I just wanted to update you on that.
Okay, great. I think that would be a wonderful opportunity and definitely a good use of funds. So does anybody else have anything that you want to say, or we'll just kind of keep this on the agenda till we have that application?
This is Chuck Raymond. I just have a quick question, Angela, if I may. You said that so the field there provides good bird habitat, which is a good thing, and that one of the things you want to remove is the birches growing up along the side to remove predator habitat. I assume by predator habitat you mean raptors like hawks and owls and things.
Yeah, hi, this is Angela. Correct. Currently, the commission over the past 15 years, they've been having DPW out there and cut down the birch trees as they can every couple of years. But even so, the field is becoming there is a lot of encroachment from the birch trees, a lot of saplings coming in, and it's kind of just shrinking the field size down.
Okay, no, I have no problem keeping the field open, but I'm curious why we want to keep raptors from hunting the birds. Are there endangered birds there that we're protecting?
Not that I know of. I do know there are blue jays. One of the neighbors there, she does keep blue jay birdhouses there, and she's trying to get orioles there. But they noticed that there was a lot of hawks swooping in on the field in the past. I believe Larry Giannakis was kind of the main person who was really promoting it, trying to keep the field more open, because it ends up being a grass meadow when it's all grown and not mowed. But there is other habitat for the predators too. So
okay, well that's fine. I just want to be on record that I'm in favor of hawk habitat. I'm kind of a raptor freak, but I understand the need to keep the field open. I was just curious. Thank you.
Great. Do we have any other questions or concerns related to this right now? Okay, so we'll keep that on the agenda, and then yeah, Angela, whenever they have the application together, you can just send that around. Okay, let's see. No hearings on the agenda. We do have a few new things to chat about. The Chapter 91 waterways permit for the Monoosnock Brook. I know there's been quite a bit of movement on this. Angela, could you sort of provide a little update?
hi, this is Angela again. Yes, so for those commission members who are not familiar, back in 2017, the Monoosnock Brook downtown by Manning Ave, the retaining wall actually collapsed. And the commission had issued emergency certification. DPW had gone out, they put in Jersey barriers, and they put riprap down the slope to stabilize it until they could figure out how to repair this and how to solve this issue. Now it's 2021. We've gone through a number of processes. We met with different engineering firms to see how much money it would cost. I believe at one point it was going to cost upwards of $1 million to repair this due to the size of the retaining wall and the amount of load the retaining wall would have to hold. And currently, as you know, we received an MVP grant, and LEC is handling the permitting for this. And they're asking for a request for determination of applicability for to see if the resilient redesign and retrofit for critical facilities and infrastructure of Moosonok Brook would qualify for a Chapter 91 permit or not. I believe I sent everyone out the 3 proposed ideas that they're suggesting. Let's see if I can share that image here. This is something I'm very excited about. It's a project that started when, right before I actually took this job. So I'm very, very excited to see this coming to fruition. Let me see if I can share the images. This would not require the commission to vote, right? Or anything, but just if anyone had any comments on the permit application I had sent out to you guys, you can let me know and I can submit them to the MVP team while we're working on this, so we're able to address your comments and concerns. Let me get this loaded here. Photos. So this is, can everyone see that? Okay.
Yes.
This is option number 3, which would be daylighting the entirety of the stream. To me, this is the best option as it provides better habitat. Opening up the stream is what I would prefer. And I believe it would be the most beneficial one. And then this one is sharing. There we go. Option number 2, which would be opening up a portion of the stream. And it would still keep some parking area here. And then let's see if I can get option number 3 and then number 1. Then option number 1, which would be putting in the retaining wall and keeping the stream only partially daylit. So these are the 3 different options. So if any of the commissioners have any comments or concerns, you can let me know now, or you can email them to me and I can address it with the team.
Hi, Angela. This is Chuck Raymond. Yeah, my company actually does these things, so I'm quite familiar with the MVP process. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think my preferred option would be option number 3, where we daylight as much of the stream as possible down to Mechanic Street. I'm a big fan of daylighting in general. I think that's a great idea, but I understand that getting rid of those parking spaces may be a hardship on neighboring businesses. So that's another consideration as well. But as a Conservation Commission member, I would prefer number 3, with a number 2 being my next favorite option.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm in agreement. I think it'll be way better for the environment and for our resources to open it up. But there are a lot of businesses downtown. But hopefully with the rail trail being built in, maybe some of the parking for the rail trail, people can use it as a scenic walk to the restaurants down there in downtown area.
Yeah, this is Liz. I agree with what Chuck said. It's also, I feel like number 3 is like the most aesthetically pleasing. Followed by number 2 would work as well.
This is Amanda. Yeah, I think I agree with everything that was just said. So I think, Angela, I think we're probably, as a commission, unless Jeffrey has any particular sorry, my words apparently are not coming this evening. I apologize. Any particular option that he prefers. It sounds like as a commission, we're all pretty much on the same page as far as the order of options that we would prefer.
I'll actually differ from the rest of the group and say 2 is my preferred, and then 3. Strictly because I do go to those businesses and those restaurants, and parking is very limited there. So I can't see that eliminating that parking is going to be possible. Certainly from a conservation standpoint, 3 is the best. I'll agree with that. As a selfish personal preference, I would prefer number 2 just because I park in those spaces once in a while.
Yeah, this is Amanda. Yeah, and I think that's a very very valid point, and I think it's likely a point that a lot of people in the city may also end up bringing up. So, you know, I think I would say that probably the quote unquote compromise, right, for all of us would be that the second option would be okay. Obviously, the third one from a commission standpoint, but from trying to balance our want to protect the resources with, you know, the reality of making sure that it's not adversely impacting our local businesses. I definitely agree with that point for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, that's probably something that a different commission will vote on and determine, and you know, whether it's not necessarily us, it's probably on them. But like I said, from a conservation commission standpoint, option 3 is the best, with 2 being the second best. So you know, I'm in line with everybody else on that.
This is Liz. I'm just curious because I've had this issue all day, going back and forth, and I'm having trouble figuring out which parking spaces would be eliminated. Because like I'm trying to like go back to like the one view and then go back to the other one, and I keep losing track of where I'm at. So
it's if you look at the plans, it's the aerial, it's the parking spaces between what is now the Fix and is it Grady's?
Brady's, yeah.
Yeah, so it's those parking spaces in between. So that open culvert will
that's
be
right.
open.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be open all the way to Mechanic Street.
All the way to Mechanic. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
It's those parking there.
Yeah, so there's got to be probably 30 or 40 parking spots in there anyway. That'd be gone.
At least 20 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are, this is Angela, just so the commission is aware, we are doing a parking study as well with this project to kind of decide and see if, because there will still be parking. They're not taking away all the parking when they open it up. They're going to add parking down Manning. I think it was option number 3. They add parking down Manning Ave right across from Brady and make it parallel parking and make that a one-way. And they add other parking on the other side as well. So they're doing the parking study right now, I believe. So we should have that information in time for next week's meeting with the MVP team. And I will relay the information to the team, you guys as well.
This is Amanda again. Okay, awesome. That sounds good. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add before we move on? We'll just keep that on there, and Angela can pass on, you know, information as it becomes available. Okay, cool. Then we will we'll leave that be for now. Our request for an amendment to a superseding order of conditions for 644 Pleasant Street, DEP file number 199-1096. This is new. Yeah.
Hi, this is Angela here. Yes. So this isn't anything for the commission to approve either. It's just letting the commission know. I did receive notification that the applicant at 644 Pleasant Street, they are amending their order through DEP. They did receive a superseding order of conditions from DEP, so they are strictly working with them as the commission did deny their project. And they're just they're increasing some of the impervious area, adding some parking, decreasing impervious area in other places, and changing the layout of the property. I don't see any issues with it. I believe I forwarded the plan and the letter to the commission. So if you guys have any comments or anything, just let me know and I can pass it on to DEP.
And Angela, this is Chuck Raymond. I did look at that, but unfortunately, I couldn't quite read the site layout map. Was a little too small for me to read, but it didn't seem like there were any major issues. But it was kind of tough to tell with, like I said, the map was kind of small.
I'm just trying to pull up the plan here. It was kind of small. It's kind of hard to zoom in on Adobe as well because all the CAD came in on it as well. So let me see, is it sharing? Play. This is the new proposed. Now let me zoom in. It's very slow at downloading. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
And for some reason, I keep moving things on the plan. But they just very slightly changed a little bit of the layout and added some impervious over here, a small parking area where the bridge is, which is already gravel and asphalt anyways. I didn't see any major issues with the minor changes to it, but I can try and see if I can get a bigger plan, if I can zoom in any more, but my Adobe does not want to cooperate.
This is Chuck Raymond again. It's coming back to me. I looked at it a couple days ago. Wasn't part of it they were going to get rid of the septic system and tie into the city sewer?
Correct. They have,
Yeah,
I believe, 2 failed septic systems.
Yeah, that's a net benefit as far as I'm concerned, right there.
Yeah. They have a heated line going underneath the bridge. So it'll be a major improvement getting rid of those septic systems.
This is Amanda Lansing. Yeah, I don't have any particular questions or concerns at the moment. Does anybody else have anything that they wish to say, or if something comes up, you can always email Angela, since this isn't something we necessarily need to, vote on or do anything for. So if you do have a question or a comment or something comes up, just email Angela. Okay, moving on. No old business. Our certificates of compliance. 35 Day Street is continued until spring, so we can see how the wetlands growing in. 181 Exchange Street, DEP 1991110. This one is new, correct?
Correct. This is Angela again. Guys, pulling up here. I don't know why it does not want to let me zoom in. So I met with Mr. McWalter a couple days ago on site, and he had shoveled out the bridge for me, so I was able to kind of look and see where the Jersey barriers were attached and where the sewer line is attached to the side of the bridge. Mackenzie Engineering did go out and they did supply this as-built here that shows where the sewer line is. No additional alterations happened to the resource area. There's just very minor work when they're installing. They had one of the guys had to go down there and stand down there and adjust it when they were attaching it. So this is another sewer line. It's attached to the outside, and he's asking for a certificate of compliance. I would recommend that the commission issue the certificate of compliance for this project as the work is complete and the Jersey barriers are attached to the bridge according to the order of conditions that special conditions that the commission had required.
This is Amanda Lansing. Do any of the commission members have any questions or comments for this one? No, okay, so hearing no issues, I would tend to agree. I mean, it sounds like it wasn't a ton of work, and considering it was, over the bridge, there wasn't really a whole lot of impact. So if we have no concerns about this, do I have a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 181 Exchange Street?
This is Jeffrey Goyen, and I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Do I have a second?
This is Liz, I'll second.
Thank you, Liz.
This is Angela Chubesky. I will do the rest of the vote by roll call. Chuck Raymond, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
And Chairwoman Amanda Lansing, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
So the motion carries to issue a certificate of compliance to 181 Exchange Street, DEP file number 199-1110.
This is Amanda again. Moving on to our extension permits, 96 Exchange Street. We are just leaving on here until the state of emergency is lifted. And it looks like we have a couple of new ones. The Lake Samoset Treatment Plan, DEP 199-1009.
Hi, this is Angela here. Yes, so I did receive 2 more requests for the Lake Samoset Treatment Plan as well as the Lake Samoset Management Plan, which is submitted by the Homeowners Association, the Lake Association over by Lake Samoset. Same thing as 96 Exchange Street. We can't really issue an extension permit because we don't know how long to extend them for until the state of emergency has been lifted. So I'm just adding them onto the agenda as I receive them because I don't want to forget or lose one and then become, in violation or mess up somebody's permit. So at this time, there's no action that needs to be taken. Just adding them on there as they come in so we don't lose them.
This is Amanda again. Yes, and thank you for reminding us because I do remember you saying at the last meeting that that you were going to do that. So the new ones on there are the Lake Samoset Treatment Plan 199-1009 and then the Lake Samoset Management Plan DEP 199-414. So as Angela stated, we won't take any action on those right now, but we'll keep them on the agenda so we don't forget about them. Moving on, we do not have any new communications or meeting minutes to approve at this time. So we'll move on to our enforcements. First up, 9 Penny Lane. I know we say no update yet. Is that correct, Angela?
Hi, this is Angela. Yes, at this time, I do not have an update for 9 Penny Lane. Actually, almost all of them, the only ones I do have an update for would be 519 Pleasant Street and then 27 Elm Street.
Okay, I will read the rest of them in, just so we have them in the record. And then we'll get down to the first one that does have an update. So Hill Street and Elm Street, lots 1 and 2. There are no updates on those enforcement orders and no update on 6 Daisy Drive. So our next one up is 519 Pleasant Street.
So I did speak with the homeowner. He did stop by the office and I reviewed with him again what was required of him. He does seem to understand and he is working on getting someone out there to do the restoration plan before he sells the home. So I'm waiting for an update from him again. I did alert DEP as well, just so that they're aware and they are ready to help if we need any assistance if he decides not to actually do what is required of him.
Okay, great. I'm really happy that he's is willing to work with us.
Yeah, this is Chuck Raymond. Can I have a quick question?
Oh yes, please go ahead, Chuck.
Is this one at our last meeting? We said we were kind of getting exasperated with waiting on when we were gonna. And Angela, that prompted you to contact DEP about it, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And Yeah, DEP kind of, their opinion was that since he had, come by the office and claimed that he just misunderstood, they want to try and give him another chance due to COVID and everything going on. They want to try and make it as easy as possible for us and for him, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or update requests for this one? Okay, so we will keep that on the agenda and wait for our next update. The National Grid Prospect Street Substation, we are just waiting on the retroactive NOI for that one. And our last enforcement order is 27 Elm Street. And it looks like we do have an update for that one.
Hi, yes. So Mr. Trench has been in contact with me the past couple weeks about his permit application. He's going through the Chapter 91. I apologize, the Chapter 91 process. And unfortunately, they require a 30-day waiting period after the abutters list, after the abutters are notified and the legal ad is done. So he can't file with us until that is completed, and then he needs a response from them as well. As well as he did have some issues due to COVID, so he was kind of set back, but he's been in communication with me the past couple of weeks. He does think that hopefully beginning of March, either the first meeting in March or the second meeting in March, he should have everything done and handed in. He sent me a copy of all the filings that he sent to DEP for the Chapter 91 for the dock permit. So he is working on it. It's just we didn't realize the time frame that he had to wait for after notifying the abutters.
This is Amanda. Okay, great. Does anybody have any questions about that one? No? Okay. So we will leave that on the agenda, and thank you for working with him on that, Angela. We do not have any emergency certifications to talk about tonight. Budget, the proposed yearly budget for the Conservation Commission.
Hi, so I did send out the proposed budget and the letter I had to send to the comptrollers as well as the mayor's office asking for some more money in certain accounts due to COVID-19. For example, my postal account, as well as the mileage account and the advertising account, all need an increase due to COVID-19. I'm spending more time out in the field in the winter time. Typically, I only get $800 a year for mileage, and I've almost gone through that already in this fiscal year. We're only halfway through, as well as the postal budget. Due to people being unable to come into City Hall, I'm mailing more items, obviously. So typically it's $600 a year. So I had requested $800, I believe. And then for the advertising budget, due to the increase in advertising costs, the legal ads went up from $68 to $150 each time, and some people have not paid them back. Just to keep that budget out of the red, I requested, instead of $3,000, $5,000 for the next fiscal year. And then once COVID-19 is in the past and we're all living our normal lives again, and things can resume, the budget will resume back to its original budget that's been working for us for years.
This is Amanda. Angela, for the legal ads, can you remind me? So, does the city actually pay those, or do we pay them and then the applicants are supposed to pay them back?
So I pay the bill out of my account at the city, but I bill the applicants, and then when I receive payment from them, it gets deposited into the city's general fund, not back into the advertising account.
Okay.
But so, for example, I forget what the term is for the type of budget this is, but if that budget goes into the red, it takes out of my other budget items like my contracting, my mileage, my conference budget. It'll just take the money out of other budgets to cover it. So it's really good if we try to keep that in the green and not in the red, because then we don't suffer in other areas.
Sure, yeah, that makes complete sense. I, you know, I completely understand the need for the increases in the areas that you proposed, and I definitely don't have any problems with that. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to say?
This is Jeffrey Goyne. Angela, when did you send that out? I don't have it in my emails. I don't know if you sent it out or if it's in the Google Drive. I haven't checked it, but.
I believe I sent it out last week. Let me double check here. I can resend it as well. Hold on.
Yeah, this is Chuck Raymond. I'll second Jeff's comment. I don't think I've gotten it either.
No.
Not doubting you at all, Angela. Just like to take a look at it.
Yeah, Angela, I'm not. If you did send it, I'm not sure that it came through to any of us because I didn't actually see it at all. My statement was more just meant from what you just expressed to us. I certainly have no issues, but I'm not sure that it actually got to us.
So I'm looking right now and it looks like it got stuck in my inbox for some reason on Friday. So I'm going to resend it to you all right now. And then if you guys have any comments, I'll leave it on the agenda. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm sending it right now.
All right, Angela, this is Chuck. I'll probably just look at it and send you and email you some comments in the meantime, if I have any.
All right, thank you guys for letting me know. I didn't realize it didn't send.
Yeah, no worries. Do you need to have this approved by a certain time?
So this is more of just an FYI for the commission, just so you guys know, in case the mayor or city council members reach out to you and ask why I'm asking for an increase.
Okay, I see.
Trying to keep you guys in the loop, let you know where the money's being spent, and I'm not just running off to the Bahamas.
With your extra $200. No, I appreciate. I definitely appreciate the update. And yeah, so we'll all take a look, and if we have any issues or comments, we'll let you know. But just from what you have stated, I certainly don't see any issues, and all of those increases make perfect sense to me. All right, so if we don't have any more discussion about that, that is the end of our agenda for tonight, surprisingly. So our next meeting is going to be on Tuesday, March 9th, 2021, which just seems crazy to me that we're already going to be into March. Our deadline will be, the deadline was Friday, February 19th, 2021. And if we do not have anything else further to discuss, do I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
This is Liz. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
This is Jeff, and I'll second.
Thank you, Jeff.
This is Angela. The rest of the vote will be done by roll call. Chuck Raymond, how do you vote?
I vote aye. I'd also like to make a motion to make all future meetings 43 minutes long, if I may.
I second that. I do.
But I'm serious. I vote aye.
And Chairwoman Amanda Lansing, how do you vote?
I vote aye on everything Chuck just said.
With that, the motion carries to end this Conservation Commission meeting at 6:43 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your night and enjoy all the free time.
All right, thanks all.
Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.